This is a tale of a tiny kitten named Whiskers. Now Whiskers lived with her mom, her dad, and her 3 brothers and sisters in a nice little barn at the edge of a golden wheat field. But what made it the best barn in the whole world was the family who lived there. They were loving parents and playful siblings and loyal friends. Now one day it was harvest season and everyone was busy. Even the youngest, sorting grains and chasing playful mice. It sounded like this. Squeaking mice, playful new. From Whiskers, rustling wheat. Now, Whiskers wanted more than anything to be just like her parents, helping them and learning their ways. So while her mom kept a watchful eye over the grain, Whiskers decided to chase a particularly nimble butterfly. She raced after it. Down into a surprisingly deep old well, which now seemed very, very far away. It sounded like this. Sudden whoosh, then a soft splash, followed by a tiny meow of surprise or fear. He always told her that when life got tough, just remember to breathe deeply and face whatever happens with courage. So taking a deep breath, Whiskers prepared herself to deal with whatever lay ahead. Suddenly, a wise old owl hooted from a nearby tree. "What brings you down this well?" Whiskers explained her predicament, and the owl replied, "Oh, don't worry your pretty little head. This happens to the best of us." Would lead her to safety. It sounded like this. Gentle hoo-hoo of an owl, magical twinkle sound. With renewed determination, Whiskers began to search. It took her a long time to find it. You know, one with a glowing vine growing beside it. The badger shook his head. It sounded like this. Magical shimmer sound for the vine, a gentle gurgling stream. At first, the climb up was slow and difficult, but Whiskers didn't give up. The air grew cooler and fresher as she climbed higher and higher. Then suddenly, crack! A loud noise made her jump, and a few grains of wheat fell on her head. Startled, she lost her balance and began to slide down the slippery moss. It sounded like this. Slowly but surely, she regained her footing. Safe at last. But she was scared and alone. Suddenly, a low, friendly yip broke the silence. Turning around, Whiskers saw a kind-looking fox trotting towards her. "Well, hello there, little one," the fox said warmly. "You look a bit lost." Whiskers explained everything that had happened. How she'd fallen into the well and couldn't find her way back home. The fox listened patiently, his bushy tail swishing back and forth. "Don't you worry, little cat," he said with a smile. "I live around here, and I know these woods like the back of my paw. I'll help you find your way home." As they walked through the tall trees, as the sun began to set, casting long shadows on the ground, it was a shortcut back to her home. "Would you mind if I quickly picked a few?" she asked. The fox smiled and said, "Of course, why not?" Gently, she plucked a handful of berries from the bush. It sounded like this. Gentle plink of berries dropping. But suddenly, a harsh voice shouted, "Hey, what are you doing?" "These are our berries," one of them growled. Whiskers panicked. She ran as fast as she could, dodging trees and leaping over logs. The badgers were fast, though, and soon she could hear their heavy breathing and pounding paws behind her. Just when she thought she might be caught, she remembered the secret passageway under the roots of the great oak tree. It was a narrow tunnel, but it was just enough for Whiskers to squeeze through. Pounding paws came closer. She could hear the badgers snarling on the other side. "Come back here, you little cat," one of them yelled. But Whiskers was safe inside the tunnel. When she finally emerged on the other side, she was back in the open field near her home. The barn looked like a friendly giant in the fading light, and the sound of her family's voices carried through the open doors. Running as fast as her little legs could carry her, Whiskers dashed across the field. Relief, joy, and happiness filled her as she reached her family. Her mother's warm embrace, her father's proud purr, her brothers and sisters' excited meows, and the gentle murmur of the evening farm filled her with indescribable happiness. The white storm cats welcomed her back, showering her with affection. Her father, with a twinkle in his eye, said, "So, my little adventurer, how was your journey?" From that day forward, Whiskers became a local hero. Every young animal in the village loved hearing her exciting tale. They admired her bravery, her kindness, and her spirit. For Whiskers had not just escaped a scary situation. She had faced her fears, shown kindness to others, and learned valuable lessons along the way. And that's the tale of Whiskers, the bravest little kitten in the whole wide world.